has some uh, boxes that have additional um, add-ons to the original text. Thinking in a certain way. Turn back to chapter 6 and read again the story of the man who formed a mental image of his house, and you will get a far fair idea of the initial step towards getting rich. You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself. So you have to have clarity, or an idea to focus on. You must have it before you can give it, and many people fail to impress thinking substance because they have themselves only a vague and misty concept of the things they want to do, to have, or to become. It is not enough that you should have a general desire for wealth to do good with. Everyone has that desire. It is not enough that you should have a wish to travel, see things, live more, etc. Everyone has those desires also. If you were going to send a wireless message to a friend, you would not send the letters of the alphabet in their order and let him construct the message for himself, nor would you take words at random from the dictionary. You would send a coherent sentence, one which meant something. When you try to impress your wants upon substance, remember that it must be done by a coherent sentence. You must know what you want and be definite. You can never get rich or start the creative power into action by sending out uninformed longings and vague desires. So at this point, we got to one of the boxes that's an add on. Reflection. When I was a kid, Legos were one of my favorite toys. Odds are you had at least one set growing up or had them for your kids. They've become one of the most successful toy companies around. You get a box of seemingly random pieces, but the box has a picture on the front of exactly what you will be creating. The step by step instructions didn't make much sense, but you know without a doubt if you kept following the steps, you get the picture on the front of the box. Set your own mental blueprint for life, the life you want, create, then follow the next logical step. It may not look like the completed picture, but just keep your focus. Don't quit. Go on and build your dreams. And now we'll go back to the original text of The Science of Getting Rich. Go over your desires just as the man I have described went over his house. See just what you want and get a clear mental picture of it as you wish to look when you get it. The clear mental picture you must have continually in your mind, as a sailor has in mind the port towards which he is sailing the ship. You must keep your face towards it at all times. You must no more lose sight of it than the sternman loses sight of the compass. It is not necessary to take exercises in conception, nor to set apart special times for prayer and affirmation, nor to go into silence, nor to do occult stunts of any kind. These things are well enough, but all you need is to know what you want and to want it badly enough so that it will stay in your thoughts. Spend as much of your leisure time as you can in contemplating your picture, but no one needs to take exercises to concentrate his mind on things which he really wants. It is things you need, things you do not really care about, which require effort to fix your attention upon them. And unless you really want to get rich, so that your desire is strong enough to hold your thoughts directed to the purpose as the magnetic pole holds the needle of the compass, it will hardly be worthwhile for you to try to carry on or carry out the instructions given in this book. The methods herein set forth are for people whose desire for riches is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and the love of ease and make them work. And I think that's why we see so many of the get rich um, quick schemes, is because everyone just wants the easy way out, and there's not always a shortcut. You have to have the desire bad enough that you go after it. The more clear and definite you make your picture, then, and the more you dwell upon it, bringing out all its delightful details, the stronger your desire will be. And the stronger your desire, the easier it will be to hold your mind fixed upon the picture of what you want. Something more is necessary, however, than merely to see the picture clearly. If that is all you do, you are only a dreamer, and will have little or no power for accomplishment. Behind your clear vision must be the purpose to realize it, to bring it out of tangible expression. And behind this purpose must be an inevitable and unwavering faith that the thing is already yours, that it is at hand, and you have only to take possession of it. Live in the new house mentally until it takes form around you physically. In the mental realm, enter at once into full enjoyment of the things you want. Whatsoever ye ask for when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them, said Jesus. See the things you want as if they were actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning and using them. Make use of the imagination just as you will use them when they are your tangible possession. Dwell upon your mental picture until it is clear and distinct, and take the mental attitude of ownership towards everything in the picture. Take possession of it in mind in the full faith that it is actually yours. Hold to the mental ownership. Do not waver for an instant in the faith that is real. And remember what was said in the preceding chapter about gratitude. Be as thankful for it at all time and all the time as you expect to be when it has taken form. The man who has sincerely thanked God for things which as yet he owns only in imagination has real faith. He will get rich. He will cause the creation of whatsoever he wants. And then we have a quick box that says meditation and gratitude. And then briefly back to the main text. You do not need to pray repeatedly for things you want. It is not necessary to tell God about it every day. And then back to one of the add-ons. The work. If the idea of prayer is uncomfortable or unfamiliar to you, simply focus on the process of creating a mental image of your desires. Ask yourself, how can I make this vision clearer, more detailed, more specific. And then back to the original text. Use not vain repetitive repetition as the heathens do, said Jesus to his pupils. For your Father knoweth that ye have needs of the things before ye ask. Your part is to intellectually formulate your desires for the things which make for a larger life, and to get these desires arranged into a coherent whole, and then to impress the whole desire upon the formless substance, which has the power and will to bring you what you want. You do not make the impression by repeating strings of words. You make it by holding the vision with unshakable purpose to attain it, and with steadfast faith that you do attain it. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are working. You cannot impress the mind of God by having a special Sabbath day set apart to tell him what you want and then forget him during the rest of the week. You cannot impress him by having special hours to go into your closet and pray. If you then dismiss the matter from your mind until the hour of prayer comes again. Oral prayer is well enough and has its effect especially upon yourself in clarifying your vision and strengthening your faith, but it is not your oral petition which gets you what you want. In order to get rich, you do not need a sweet hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing. And by prayer I mean holding steadily to your vision with the purpose to cause its creation into solid form, and the faith that you are doing so. Believe that ye receive them. The whole matter turns on receiving. Once you have clearly formed your vision. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement addressing the Supreme and reverent prayer, and from that moment you must in mind receive what you ask for. Live in the new house, wear the fine clothes, ride in the automobile, go on the journey, and confidently plan for greater journeys. Think and speak of all the things you have asked for in terms of actual present ownership. Imagine an environment and a financial condition exactly as you want them, and live all the time in imaginary environment and financial condition. Mind, however, that you do not do this as a mere dreamer and castle builder. Hold to the faith that the imaginary is being realized and to the purpose to realize it. Remember that it is faith and purpose and the use of the imagination which make the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. And having learned this fact, it is here that you must learn the proper use of will. And at the end of the chapters in the Noted integrated chapter have either questions or statements and some space to write. So this exercise, going back to my earlier exercise of the things I would like to have, do, and be, look over those lists and pick the things are most exciting and I have the greatest belief I can achieve in the next year, and list them out here. What can I do to get more detailed and specific on it? How can I increase the faith and belief in the possibility? So, I mean, this particular exercise builds on a exercise from a previous chapter, so I'll have to go back and do that chapter another time.